guys, welcome to the Polygon Cafe. My name's Jack and I hope you're having a great day. Today I'm going to be modelling a turbine for an aeroplane. I'll show you the scene that I'm working on. So it's basically an aeroplane that has crashed into a sort of jungle environment. My plan is next to model a sort of turbine which will be placed here. I'll start off by just blocking out, if we go to a cylinder, just to get a rough shape of the scale for the turbine, so we can export it to Maya. Maybe like that. Yeah, that's pretty nice. So we can export this from UE4. Export this. Open up this. I bought this cupcake thinking it was caramel, but it's actually coffee. Nah, we're having none of that. So once we've imported the blockout cylinder basically from UE4 to Maya, we can go ahead and delete the UCX object that's going to be imported with it, and then we can just change the pivot by holding D and V, and then we can snap it to the grid by holding X. And if we want to find the center, we can hide the object by pressing Ctrl and H, but we'll still be able to view the pivot point. So yeah, hold X to drag it. That's right in the center there, and then we can press Shift and H to show the object again. Okay, this has been annoying me for days now. The channel box keeps on disappearing from my tabs here. Channel box. See, I cannot dock it here. If anyone knows how to fix this, please leave this in the comments, because I cannot seem to dock it here. But we're just gonna have to deal with that for now. So then we'll just use this as a blockout and create a new cylinder because the topology is disgusting. To isolate an object, Control and 1, and then snap X again. To scale it down, R on the keyboard, and then if we select these vertices, we can snap them to here by holding V down, and then we can hide this because we don't really need it anymore. Let me just check that these are straight. Yes, and then we can increase the subdivision. Oh dear. Before starting to model the turbine properly, what I usually do when modeling objects, especially hard surface objects, is, or for anything really, why do I ramble so much, is open up PureRef. I would describe it as a mood board program. Boom. Okay, so first thing I want to model are these blades, I guess. So I'll just drag that to the side. Select these faces, and then Control E to extrude. Make it slight. And then Control E again. R to adjust the scale. Maybe offset it a bit more. Scale again. Okay, maybe something like that for the front, and then of course it has this piece, but for now we'll just concentrate on getting the blades. And of course this is the low poly. We are creating the low poly first, and then we will duplicate them and insert edge loops before we create the high poly versions. So let me just delete history by pressing Alt, Shift and D. go about modeling it like this. Okay, so at the moment I'm just going to check that this will work and see how it looks before I basically unwrap two, so have UVs for like two of these and then duplicate them so we are not using up too much UV space. Oops. I just want to see how this will roughly look. Oh, look roughly. Okay, so now that we've done that, we can, and then yeah, I guess if we create a cylinder for this, or actually, to be honest, we could probably select these faces. Yep, and then offset it a bit. Well, a lot actually. Try to match it around here maybe, and then yeah, select those faces, extrude, and then scale it. Wait, what's this? Okay, extrude that again, sorry, and then scale it down. Extrude it again, scale it down, once again, just extruding is scaling, then we can turn the grid off, maybe if we select these, we can make this as a whole bigger, something like that. Why am I so big? Right, insert edge loop and just double click this to make sure it's on relative distance from edge. This allows us to basically place the edge loop anywhere. And then there's one here. There's also one here, and then yeah, okay, so we'll see what we can do with that. So if I select these faces and Control E and then change the thickness to about minus 1.8, and then we can select these faces. Doesn't let me select delete this as well. We'll come back to fixing that later. Then here, Control E and then thickness, Yeah, something like that. Minus 0.85. Select these, delete, and delete. Now we can select this edge loop, Control E, and then Jesus Christ. Right then. And then one last one to do. Something like that. And we'll have this one sticking out. And then to make it look nicer, what we can do is insert edge loop, double click to open the options box, change this to about 5, and then select the middle one, press B on the keyboard to turn on soft selection, and then scale this down by just holding B down and dragging with your left mouse button. And then if we scale it down, we can get like a smoother sort of indent. So what we want to do is select the edges here and then Control E, and then if we increase the thickness and Control E again, adjust the thickness, and then we just want to create a few steps like it's got here, so just use the extrude tool and the scale tool. Oops. Okay, and then to close this off, this base here, we can select the edge and then scale it down, and then F to focus in, select these vertices, right click, merge vertices to center, and then just make sure all the vertices are whatever. And if this happens, usually the material just needs to be reversed. I mean the faces need to be reversed. So if we go to mesh display and just reverse, but something weird's happening here. I wonder what's going on here. Is it the camera clipping maybe? Let me just adjust this. Oh no. Yeah, there's the camera clipping. So if that happens, it's just changing this. You know what? This all might be a bit too big. So if we just select all of the vertices and then, you know what? We are going to separate this. Edit mesh, detach, mesh, separate. So we get two objects, delete history. Reset the pivot point. And then change the pivot to the end here, to the start here. Something like that. I don't know. It's still too big. Maybe something like that, and we can extend these faces to here. Grab the edge. I'm not too sure what is going on here. Right, delete these. And try it on this. These tubes here going around. So if we just create a torus and scale this up, then we can rotate it. And then increase the radius size, scale it down again. Then we can increase the subdivision axis to 40 to make it smoother. We'll scale this upwards a bit. Now we've got thinner ones here, so just duplicate this. Control E to extrude the selection, change the extrude to 0 and then offset it.
Control E again to extrude. Alright. So now we've got those, we can add clips to this by basically we will select this group, yeah, same again. Okay, for this tube, because for this tube, as it's not completely straight like these, what we can do is, if we go into curves, we can create a circle, scale this up. Where is it? Why can't I see it? Okay, scale this up, rotate. Isolate is Control and 1, by the way. So if we go to Control Vertex, what we can do is adjust the points that make up the curve. So to increase the amount of points that we have, what we can do is increase the sections from 8 to something like, we'll go 32. See, it has a lot more now, but we don't need that many. We will keep it to 16. Okay, now after we do that, just move it into place. Okay, then basically what we can do is, I'm just trying to think how this is going to work without a start and end point, but I guess we can just do the normal method of using the top faces of a cylinder. So create a cylinder and just delete everything apart from the top faces. Before you do that, you might want to increase the subdivisions to 30, depends how high poly you want it. Then delete, modify center pivot, freeze transformations, delete history. Then if we isolate both this and the curve, we can rotate it 90 degrees and maybe snap it to, I have forgotten how to snap to a point on a curve. It's not X because that's the grid, might be C for curve. I don't know. Maybe C? I'm not too sure about that one, so might have to align this manually. So this is what we want, and if we do this, maybe scale it down, snap to grid. Where is it? It's not even. sure that it's going through, then select the faces, grab the curve, Control E, then increase the divisions to 50, change the thick, reduce, and then if we select the faces and go to reverse, we have got this. And the reason why I wanted to create it like this is if we select the curve and go to control, damn it, can I add more? Yeah, 16 points. Yeah, so if we select a vertice, no! Control vertex. Oh, are you serious? Basically this cylinder is supposed to move. Okay, you don't want to work like that then. So be it. We will delete the curves. We will center the pivot. And then I'm just doing a little test. What if I have soft select on, and then we can, yeah, that'll work. That will work. So maybe have it about, if I turn on wireframe for a second and make sure it's aligned to the center. Okay, then we can turn wireframe back off, and then with this, maybe bring it out a little bit and rotate it. With this, same deal. And maybe one of these as well. Just grab these vertices in the middle here. Maybe have that going out. Bless me, please, in the comments. Maybe if we rotate it and get something like that, and then maybe even scale it. No. Something like that will do the job. And then you see these little clips that they've got every now and again. What we want to do is same thing we did before. Select the loops. Yeah. Extrude by. Okay, first of all, we want to. Oh dear me, what's going on here? Do we need to merge vertices? Well, that didn't do anything. Why does it do that? No hidden geometry. Alright. That's really annoying. If we go too smooth. Maybe if we do the opposite on these ones.